That's a clip from a Bob Hope TV special, first aired on September 6th, 1980. I know that because it's on Bob Hope's official YouTube channel. You know, the Bob Hope vaults have become the stuff of legend. I mean, there are thousands of hours of TV and radio and film in that archive, along with photographs. It's got to go somewhere. And that somewhere is now YouTube. Jim Hardy joins us. Jim is Bob's official archivist. Jim, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Dave. I'm happy to be with you. I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to talk about Bob and what we're doing.
Yeah, my pleasure. I should have said that you're still working for Bob Hope, even posthumously, because you originally began working for Bob as a production assistant sometime in the 80s. Is that correct?
Yeah, 1986. I was a summer replacement. The production assistant that was there needed to or wanted to take the summer off. I don't know why. And they brought me in just to take his place. They had a show they were doing in the summer, and they needed somebody. And I had a background in film and TV production. I studied that at school. So, you know, they needed somebody that they could plug and play, and that was me. And at the end of the summer, they asked me if I wanted to stay on and make it permanent. And I said, sign me up.
And even though this was late in Bob's career, he was still pretty spry, right?
Yes, he was. We went to the Persian Gulf in Christmas of '87 and hopped around different ships there. And we went to Saudi Arabia for Desert Storm. We went to the Berlin Wall and entertained troops in London. We went to Russia. Those were all under the USO umbrella. And, I mean, he was just tireless, Dave. I mean, he was, when we went to Saudi Arabia, Desert Storm, he was 87 years old, and he was the spryest, most energetic member of the cast or crew. There was no stopping him.
How many Bob Hope TV specials do you think you worked on?
40, at least 40.
Okay, so you must have seen and worked with some of the biggest names in show business, because Bob always had big stars from his era of Hollywood on the programs, like George Burns and Gene Kelly and Cary Grant and so on. How were they to work with?
Well, I'll tell you what, and Bob was the same way. They were so genuine. They didn't hold themselves to be above anybody else, to be better than anybody else. They joked and conversed with the lighting guys and the hair and makeup. It didn't matter where they were or what they were doing. They were interested in you. They were interested in everybody. They talked to them like they were friends. They joked with them. And, to a man or woman from that era, I found them all to be like that. I had an opportunity to meet Lucy.
Wow.
George Burns, Danny Thomas, Milton Berle, legends of the past, but also to work with, the current stars of the day, right down to Vanna White when she first started out. She got so much press. She was so popular. He had to have her on the show. That was part of what he did. Whoever was bright at the moment. We had a lot of people on that had hit shows like Joan Van Ark and Donna Mills, that had successful programs on, and so it was kind of a mix.
I'll tell you who I thought was really good on those shows in terms of new stars at that time. Ann Gillian. I thought, she had one foot in the past in that she could relate to Bob and interact with Bob like those old Hollywood stars could. She rolled with the punches. She was good with the wisecracks. Great looking, great singer. Just the perfect compliment to him.
Yeah, boy, was she. You hit the nail right on the head. She was cut from the same cloth as he was. She was a tremendous performer. She could do everything. And she was just the nicest person on the planet. And he loved having her on the show. He loved her. And you're right, she was a very good fit for him in the format, and she liked, she liked the old standards, and she could belt out a tune, couldn't she?
Well, we were talking about her, so I figured we'd play her. That's Ann Jillian singing the song 52nd Street, a song written by Steve Allen. Our guest on the program today is Bob Hope's official archivist, Jim Hardy, who, along with the Bob Hope Legacy and the Bob and Dolores Hope Foundation and the Hope family, has launched this new YouTube channel. And you have to wonder, now we talked about all these hours of TV that are out there and film and radio, why there hasn't been a Bob Hope official YouTube channel before now.
For the longest time, to be honest with you, none of us knew how to do it. We knew how to get on and look at it. We had no idea how to really run a channel. And the good folks at Spotted Dog, this is what they do, and they came to us with the idea, and we have 1,000 hours of content, and most of it has never been seen, because if you didn't see it the first time it was on, you didn't see it. As it wasn't rerun. So
right.
Most of this is going to be brand new, even to fans that have been following Bob Hope's career for decades. A lot of it, they probably didn't see every show, and if they're like me, even if they did, they forgot most of it. So it's going to appear new, and we hope that younger generations, if exposed to Bob, if we can get them to look, they'll be hooked, because he's a classic entertainer. His timing's impeccable, and the writing was great. And they'll become fast fans, and there's a lot of material to catch up with.
Well, I think you've made inroads already, because there's a clip on here of a parody of Star Wars with Bob Hope and Olivia Newton-John, Perry Como, and Mark Hamill, and it is all over the internet. Everywhere I turn, I'm seeing a clip of this clip from your YouTube channel.
Well, again, Spotted Dog knows how to do this, and we're learning. We're learning from them, and you're right. That clip, Dave, is blown up. I mean, it's got more than 100,000 views. We just put it up. But people love Star Wars. They love Mark Hamill. The mere mention of Mark Hamill, still engenders such loyalty and good feelings amongst his community. I mean, they have embraced this clip like no other. It's the most popular clip we have up there, and really, we just put it up about a week or 10 days ago.
And you don't just have the TV specials of the 70s and the 80s and beyond. You've got all of the original Bob Hope TV shows, right? Yeah,
we have every show from 1950. And if we want to go back before that, if anybody's ever interested to listen to any of the radio stuff, we have all of that. We have some footage of him on Broadway. We have footage of him from vaudeville. We're going back 100 years. But we have all the television. We have a lot of the movies that we can access, because we own, a good portion of them. We're loaded. We're adding new stuff twice a week minimum, if not more, so there's always something new. So the library of content that's available to anyone who goes on, it'll just get bigger and bigger and bigger, because everything that's up there now will be up there, a year from now and 5 years from now. We're not taking it off.
Well, there's a lot you could do with the radio stuff. I mean, you could even have a Bob Hope official podcast. Maybe it's not complete shows, but clips of shows. There are always things happening in the news or that are in the zeitgeist, and I'm sure there's probably a Bob Hope monologue or something that would kind of relate to what's happening now.
Yeah, the nature of his comedy was so topical that he's commented on everything historical that's happened in this country or around the world, for the past 90 years.
Well, I'm all for it. I grew up watching the road movies, and I love Bob Hope's early movies and his radio shows, the TV work. I just can't get enough of it. And now we all get to watch some stuff that maybe we've never seen before or haven't seen in a long time on this new Bob Hope official YouTube channel, which is called Official Bob Hope over on YouTube. And guess what? It's free to subscribe. So there's new content every week. and it doesn't cost you a dime. So you can get your Bob Hope fix. I can never get enough, so I'm happy about that.
Yeah, we love you, Dave, and people like you. That's the key. It's free to subscribe. It doesn't cost anything, to go on and you can watch as long as you want. It's 100% free. Subscribe, click on the notification bell, and every time something new comes up, you'll know about it. But every week there will be new content, and we can do this an awful long time before we ever run out.
Jim Hardy, thanks so much for coming on the show today.
Thanks, Dave. Appreciate it so much.